Okay, guys, let's start because it seems like, oh, so now we lost Julian. Okay, so let's wait for Julian, okay? 1 minute. Hey, Julian, so you are here, okay? So we are going to start.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, guys, so today we have the fifth encounter. This one is about IELTS. This is the first time that we are going to talk about that test. And according to the learning guide, we are supposed first to talk about the video that you were supposed to watch. And that video was on YouTube and it was about the IELTS part 1, 2, and 3. So the question is, did you watch the video?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I did watch it too.
Okay, guys, so can you please talk a little about the video? What did you see on the video? What do you think about it?
Okay, according to the video, I could understand important things and important aspects. For example, in the IELTS speaking overview, we have sections, okay? For instance, we have content, we have a number of questions, we have length, what to do if we don't understand the examiner, uh, when to focus on the question or the sentence on the statement. So according to the video, we have four important categories. For instance, fluency and coherence, lexical resource and vocabulary, grammatical range and accuracy, and finally the pronunciation. Okay, it talks about the important aspects that are going to be evaluated during these four categories: the time, the score, what to do. For instance, because we will have to talk about experience, we will have to describe images, or we have to do to have a debate. Okay, we have to discuss some questions. There was there was a lot of information in the on the video, but it was very interesting.
Okay, Julian, yes, you're right. So you mentioned it, important things. I also watched the video and I have some things that I wrote down and I'm wanting to share those things with you. I'm going to. So let's wait for Luis to see what he understood from the video and then I will share what I have here in my notebook. So Luis, please.
Yes. So let's say in general term is the test, the video, sorry, was about the IELTS exam parts, speaking part 1, 2, and 3. At the beginning of the video, they discuss about, for example, how the tests evaluated, ranging from bands from 0 to 9, being the 9 the top, or in this case C2 level. It is made of 3 parts: part 1, 2, and 3. On part 1, we're gonna supposed to talk about the familiar topics such as work and family. On part 2, we're going to describe a picture, or and not a picture. Sorry. The examiner is going to give you a topic, or going to give us a topic. Then we got like a minute to prepare, writing down on a main aspect on a piece of paper, then talking for 1 or 2 minutes. And lastly, on part 3, we're going to discuss, let's say, some questions. So based on the examiner is going to present us a topic, then we're going to talk about it for 4 to 5 minutes. So that's a general overview I learned watching the video.
Okay, Luis, thank you. All right, guys. Yeah, you're right. That's basically what the video is about. So I'm going to share my screen with you so I can show you something. So give me a second, please. Okay, so right now I have a Word file opened. So can you see it on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, guys, so this is what I wrote when I watched the video, and I thought it was important. So I'm going to talk about this for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. So as you mentioned it, there is a scoring criteria, and as Luis just said, it's from 0 to 9, and 9 is the top or the maximum, so it's a C2, as he said. And also on the video, he showed like from 2 to 9 because he couldn't show from 0 to 2. But basically, that's the range that we can have. So it's according to the Common European Framework, I guess. I don't remember right now exactly the words. Okay, and then this guy just mentioned part 1, 2, and 3 and how they are like composed. So on part 1, as you two said, the topics are about family, study, work. The length is 5 minutes. So probably, and according to the video, we are going to receive 12 questions. Also, they said that the examiner focused on fluency. So it's a moment to start like feeling a little bit more confident. So then when you face part 2 and 3, you don't feel that fear of facing the person who is in front of you. Also, I have this screenshot from the video. I think it's important because it's an example and it can help us. So as you can see, it has familiar topics, right? Like what kind of place is it? Talking about your hometown or your city, the city where you live in. And there are 4 or 3 more questions, okay? Then he talked about part 2. He mentioned it that it's a long turn. So it's from 1 to 2 minutes. And it's important to reach the 2 minutes, okay, if it's possible. Now, in this part, as Luis said, we are going to receive maybe a card or, well, maybe a piece of paper with information. And we are going to have 1 minute to plan, and then we are going to have 2 minutes to talk. Okay, so it's in total 3 minutes. So it's important to be very clear, and maybe right now in this case that we are going to practice in that minute that you are going to have, if you want, you can write down some information that you can use then in the 2 minutes. Okay, then it comes part, okay, this is the example, this is a screenshot. So as you can see, that's a card, it has a frame, and well, it says describe a journey. The example is by car, plane, boat, that you remember well. And also they give you some like important points. You should talk about where you went, how you traveled, why you went on the journey, okay? And then you have 1 minute to write some notes down, and then you can start talking and remember to use 2 minutes. And finally is part 3, which is, it's more general. Part 2, it was about you and situations that you live. But in part 3, you are going to be more general. So according to the video, maybe we should talk about people in general or society. So it's more abstract rather than personal. Okay, it's 4 to 5 minutes. The number of questions depend on the length of your answer. So if you have like short answers, you're going to receive more questions. But if you go deeper, well, maybe you are going to receive less questions. Okay, finally, there is an example, as you can see over there. So reasons for daily travel, but in this case, it's in general. It's not only about you, it's about people. And you can see that the first question, for example, why do people need to travel every day, is very general. And basically, that's what I watched from the video. I think it was very, very clear, and it's a very nice video because IELTS is very important. And I don't know if you have taken the IELTS test in the past, maybe Luis or Julian.
No, I haven't taken it either. Maybe in the future. I have to save up for it.
Yeah, that one is very expensive. No, it's like 600,000 pesos. Okay, but in my opinion, you two are ready for that test. So you're very good, guys. So it's not gonna be a problem for you. Okay, and
We hope so.
yeah, that's it. So that was the video. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry for watching it. We were waiting for Maria, but she couldn't enter. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, now that we have talked about the video, we are going to start practicing. So I'm going to share the screen again so you can check the different things that we have here on the learning guide. So give me a second. I have it here. Okay, this is the one. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, that's the learning guide that we have for today. Okay, and what we are going to have is basically what you watched on the video. So we are going to practice part 1. So it's 5 minutes per student. So as you mentioned, it is going to be about general topics. So I'm going to ask some general questions, and I am also going to share the screen with those questions. Okay, so you are going to watch them as well. Then we are going to change to part 2. So I'm going to show you a card, and you are going to have 1 minute, so you can write down what you want if you have maybe a notebook and a pen or a pencil, and then you will have 2 minutes to answer. And finally, we are going to work on part 3, which is general topics, 4 or 5 minutes per student, and that's it. That's what we are going to do tonight. So we are going to start with part 1. So I'm going to show you part 1 right now on the screen as well. So give me a second. Okay, this is part 1. Okay, so we have some questions there on the screen. Those are basic questions, so it's not going to be a problem for you. As I told you, we are going to have, let me see on what we have here. We are going to have 5 minutes per student, okay? So probably I'm going to ask many of those questions that you are observing right now. And I'm going to have my cell phone here so I can check that we are using just 5 minutes. So we are going to start, guys. I want to know who wants to start.
I'd like to start, but you have to help me since I am on my cell phone, so I can't see very well the questions or maybe the pictures in the future.
Oh, okay, don't worry. So I'm going to read them for you, so you're not going to have any problems with this. Okay, so I'm going to have the 5 minutes, and I'm going to start, all right?
Okay.
Okay, Luis, so let's do it. Okay, so first we are going to talk about your hometown. So I would just like to ask you some questions about your hometown or city, all right? So question 1, what type of place is your hometown?
So my hometown, let's say, is a capital city of the department of Antioquia, is Medellin. Is let's say, is rather bigger compared to the other city, but not so big as Bogota, which is the main capital of our country. The public transportation here is quite good, since we have the metro system, and also the tram is also here, and also, let's say, the metro cable. The public transportation is quite good. People here, let's say, is hardworking people, and the city has a lot of things to offer. Plus, the weather is quite nice in here all over the year. I really like it here. I haven't traveled so much. I would like to know other places, other cities too, but what I can tell you from my city is, which is pretty loving, and people are really nice. Also, let's say, people are very familiar here. I think family is quite important in the city. We have close relations with one another and with other people. And as I told you, I would like to invite you here at any time of the year to have a good time here in this, which is my hometown.
Okay, that's very nice. So question number 2, did you grow up in that city?
Yes, let's say, grew up here, and for me, it's quite, beautiful city. As I mentioned earlier, I haven't visited other towns up to now yet, but I would like to do in the future. All my family is from this department too, from Antioquia. My father was born in Medellin, and my mom was born in a town which is called Andes, Antioquia. So all my family grew up here.
Okay, so question 3. So can you describe your childhood? How was it?
Of course, I remember my glory days. I could I like to call them that way. It was a pretty nice childhood. I remember myself playing outside until late. We used to play a lot of uh, games outdoors, where something that is not common in this day and age. Um Especially, I remember enjoying these games the most, especially after the school break in June or in December, from 7 a.m. until, let's say, 8 9 p.m. every single day. So it was uh, the best experience I could have when I was younger. Plus, I remember that my father especially, used to take us, my friends and I, to our grandma house, and also there with my cousin we used to play all day long. So it was very a nice childhood. I wish lots of kids had the same experience or the same experiences I had back then.
Okay, so you think that maybe your city or your hometown has changed a lot since you were a child?
Definitely. For example, nowadays, throughout the city there are a lot of places to go and have fun, such as parks and amusement parks. Libraries have changed a lot. Technology, for example, had changed a lot of kids' lives. As I mentioned earlier, back in the day, we used to play outside. Kids still play outside, but now it's totally different because they have the chance to be at home playing with their console games, and you still watching outside, but not in the same way we used to do it in the past. So definitely things have changed so much. Plus, back in the day, there wasn't much violence compared to now. So definitely the city has changed a lot.
Okay, Luis, thank you so much. That was very good. So we completed 5 minutes on the clock. So it was perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so now we are going to continue with Julian. Julian, are you ready?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so here I go. Okay, so we are going to talk again about your hometown. Okay, so basically, I want to know what type of place is your hometown?
Okay. Right now, okay? Can I start?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Well, I live in Bogota. I think this is the best city of the world. I know that it's difficult the transportation in this place, but I consider that I have everything here. For instance, I can buy whatever I need. I can travel and I can go out to many places because here in Bogota there are landmarks. If you are a visitor, you can visit, for instance, uh, malls. Malls, for instance, Plaza de las Américas, many places. So the main idea in Bogota is to work. I consider there are many opportunities to work in this city. For instance, you can, if you are looking for a job and you don't have experience, you can get the opportunity here. So this city gives you many quality, a lot of quality of life if you are looking for that. And for that reason, I think the my city is the best for me.
Okay, nice to know. So, question: did you grow up there?
Yeah, I was born here in Bogota.
Okay, so can you please tell me a little about your childhood? How was it?
Well, I consider it wasn't good because I am a single son, and I would have liked to have brothers or sisters. because in my childhood I was alone playing with toys, with video games, and I would have liked to share with the people. For that reason, I would like to have brothers or sisters. Mm, Okay, that's the idea.
Okay, but hey, question. So, for example, Luis mentioned it that back in the past, for example, in Medellin, you were able to play with kids outside on the streets or maybe in the parks. So, was it similar in Bogota, or is it? Sorry, was it completely different?
Yeah, Bogota has similar cities, similar places to enjoy or spend time with, for instance, family, because there are many parks. We have touristic places to visit, as I said before, and you can spend time with them. For instance, with my family, only with my mother, I would like to go to the cinema. We like to go to the Timisa Park, and we live uh, close. And there we could spend time enjoying with our pet, a dog.
Okay, so Julian, so do you think that maybe Bogota has changed a lot since you were a child?
Yes, it has changed a lot because nowadays it has more places to visit. Now we have more companies which brings opportunities, a lot of opportunities. So we have a good merchandising. Okay, so we have a lot of opportunities here about infrastructure. I don't know about the buildings. They have improved because now in Bogota a company is building a very big building, and I don't know. I imagine that it will be used to only for merchant.
Okay, and question, do you think that, or do you like more the new Bogota or the old Bogota?
I prefer the new Bogota because now we are applying new technologies at all environments. So, for instance, at the government, we want to enter if we want to apply to a job, we can enter to web pages. We can. It's not necessary to go to the interviews. You can make the interviews online. So technology have produced a lot of changes in my city. I
Okay,
prefer that.
okay, okay, Julian, thank you. So we finished the 5 minutes, but it was very good. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Okay, okay. So Maria Angelica, are you ready for the questions?
Yes, I am teacher.
Okay, listen. So we are going to have 5 minutes, and I'm going to ask you more or less the same questions that you just heard, the ones that I asked Julian and Luis. All right?
All right, teacher.
Okay. So we are going to start with 5 minutes. Okay. So, Maria Angelica, we are going to talk about your city, okay, your hometown, okay? So, what type of place is your hometown?
Okay, I've been working and living in Factativa, but my hometown is Anolaima. Anolaima is a small town close to Bogota, but it's a warm place. It's a small town where we can find a lot of family houses. We can find a lot of parks and environment everywhere. Um, I don't know. The weather is very hot. It's totally different to Factativa and Bogota. And it's been a nice place to live.
Okay, so how many hours are you away from Bogota? I mean, from your hometown?
Excuse me, teacher.
Yeah, how many hours or how many kilometers, if you want to say that, do you need to spend, or how many hours do you have to travel by bus if you want to go from Bogota to your hometown?
From Bogota, we need 2 hours to arrive to Anolaima.
Okay. Okay. So, did you grow up in your hometown? I mean, in Anaheim, did you say that's the name?
Yes, that's the name.
Anole, Anole.
Yes, I grew up there, but it was sometimes difficult because I'm the oldest of seven children, and we are in a farm, my mother and my brothers. It was difficult because the farm is located far from the town, and we have to walk uh, all years while I was studying.
Okay. Okay, question. So, do you think that maybe your hometown has changed a lot during these years, or do you think it's the same place?
I believe now we can find more houses, but we don't find their buildings. It's a good place to go to swimming because there are a lot of swimming pools. We have a lot of parks, and we can find moreover many places to go to walk. There are a lot of trees environment there, and it's a good place to walk, to rest. For example, on my vacation, I usually go to visit to my family, and I rest a lot because we usually go to visit rivers and different mountains or touristic places there.
Okay, so question. Let's say that you have children, all right? Maybe one boy and one girl. So, you think it's better for them to grow up in your hometown or in Bogota?
I believe I prefer growing up in my hometown because it's a different environment. In Bogota, we can find a lot of people, so we can experience different situations. Sometimes they are difficult for us, especially when we're children. But I believe when the environment is very different in a home, in a town, excuse me. It's very quiet. It's a sacred place to live, and moreover, we have many grow up with more children, with our friends. I think Anolema has a familiar environment.
Okay, and you think it's better for young people, I mean, for teenagers or people maybe on their 20s to continue in Analema or to move to Bogota?
No, I believe while our childhood is very nice to live in and growing up in Anolema. But in Anolema, we can find opportunities to study or work. So it's better moving to Bogota because in Bogota we can find many opportunities to work and to study. We can find universities, companies, and in Anolema it doesn't exist,
Okay, thank you so much,
unfortunately.
Maria Angelica. That was very good. Thank you. Okay, so
Okay.
guys, now we are going to move to part two. So I'm going to stop the screen again. Okay, and I'm going to share part two with you, which is the second part. Okay, so remember that in this part, I'm going to show you first a card. Okay, so you are going to have 1 minute to check the information on the card, to maybe take some notes if you want. You can write down some information. Okay, so you can prepare yourself, and then you are going to talk for 2 minutes about the card. Okay, so that's what we are going to do right now. I'm going to share the screen with you so you can check the card that we are going to use. Okay, so we have it. Okay, wait. What happened here? Okay, give me a second. Okay, so we have that one on the screen. Okay, so I want to know who wants to start.
I would like to start.
Okay, Julian. Okay, so you have 1 minute. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, take your notes and prepare yourself. 1 minute. Okay, Julian. So now we are going to start. Okay, so you need to talk for 2 minutes. Okay, so remember to please go over all the sections, all the sentences that you can see there. So first is describe something you do to help others, and remember to talk about what you do, how often you do this, who you help. Okay, and say why you do this. So you have 2 minutes. Okay, go.
Okay. What I do to help others is to sing. I think I was born with this ability. I like music, and I like to take this message, beautiful message about life, about Jesus. For instance, I have had the opportunity to sing in many places. For instance, parks, church, where I can transmit, I can say a good message about Jesus that he can help them, no matter the problem that they have. So what do I do? I sing. I take a beautiful message. How often do I do this? I do it on Friday, on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Fridays, um, in the church. Who do I help? I help everything. I want to everything. I help everyone who wants to listen to my voice. I like to compose. I like to create songs in order to take this beautiful message and say why you do this, because this is an ability. I think that everyone needs to listen to beautiful words in the life in order to solve the problems, in order to work out the problems that can arise during the life.
Okay, thank you. So we only have like 5 seconds. So in my opinion, that was very good. So we completed the 2 minutes. Okay, thank you, Julian.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so Luis, we are going to continue with you, but we are going to change the picture, the card. Okay, so can you see the card or do you want me to read it for you?
Could you zoom it up, please, a little bit?
Okay, yeah, give me a second. So there, is that okay?
No, I think it's better for you to read. I don't see much.
Okay, don't worry. Okay, so it says this. Describe something you own which is very important to you. I'm going to repeat. Describe something you own which is very important to you.
Okay.
Okay, now the topics you should go over. Okay, so first, where you got that thing from. Number two,
Okay.
how long have you had that object or thing? Part three, what do you use that thing for? And finally, explain why it is important to you. So I'm going to give
Okay.
you 1 minute to prepare that, all right?
Okay.
Okay, so we are ready. You have 2 minutes, okay? Go.
All right. The thing that I really love the most that I have on my arm is a dictionary. I really love it because this was the dictionary which I started studying a long time ago. I had it since 14 years and I still have it. So it's like a Bible for me. It's quite useful. I really love it. So whenever I want to study something, I go through my dictionary, even though I have a mother dictionary, which is, for example, the Oxford Dictionary with pictures and everything, but I really love this one. I Let's see. What I do with it? Well, I console, look it up for new words, the pronunciation. Also, I really like it because I can. It has a section that is full of idioms and idiomatic expressions. So whenever I have the time, I go over it and I see and start reading about it and learn new expressions. And also, I use it in my daily classes. So this is one of the things I have on my own. I really like it, and I consider it very important because knowledge is endless. So you never know anything by heart. So whenever you have a doubt, you just go over it and look it up a word, and that's it. So that's the thing I really love the most. Even though it's falling apart, I still keep it in a secret place, so no one can get access to it. Only myself. So it's one of the things I had the most for a long time. It's been with me for 14 years now, and I don't know. I think it's gonna be with me the entire life. So it's yellow. It's kind of small. It's like a pocket dictionary. Maybe you have one of those, which is a Michigan dictionary, I guess. And it's really nice. So I really love my dictionary, and I continue keeping it from the rest of my life.
Hey, that was very good. Yeah, that dictionary looks and sounds excellent. You should make some copies for us.
Okay, it's falling
Okay.
apart. Maybe I think it's not a good idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah. Keep it that way. Okay.
Okay.
So, Maria Angelica, it's your turn. So I'm going to share a new card with you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So now we have this, as you can see on the screen. And it has a general question, which is describe what you do in your spare time or in your free time. Okay. You should mention something like, what is it that you do, when you do it, where you do it, and explain why you do that. So I'm going to give you 1 minute so you can prepare your ideas, and you have 1 minute right now. Okay, now we are going to start. You have 2 minutes. Go.
Okay. Okay. One of the most important things for exercise that I practice and enjoy doing is teaching in a group of students education in an online. I usually go every weekend in order to help them learning to write, learning to read, and not just teaching English, but teaching Spanish too. So I believe it's very important for them because they don't have the opportunity to attend a good place in that place. Yes, in Anolaima, there isn't any good school to assist, and it's very important for them that they can learn reading and writing because they don't know it. And as a teacher, it's very important for me from since my profession helping them because I have the opportunity to do it, and I believe I don't need money in this case to help them. And there are some families very grateful with me because I've been working with them for 2 years, and there is a small group of students, but I believe I can change their lives with this opportunity. And moreover, I'm trying to implement the English area in their daily routine, for example, because as we know, it's very important right now, and they don't have the opportunity to assist a school, and moreover, they don't have any computer, phone, or technical resource to learn English or Spanish, and I believe I can change their lives throughout dynamics activities. Moreover, we can feel the accompaniment. Yes, because a lot of these students don't have brothers, sisters, and it's very difficult for them because they live far to the town, and the difficulties are very showy if we have
Okay,
to
Maria
share
Angelica.
their lives. We really can see their okay,
Please stop. Sorry. Yeah, those were more than 2 minutes on the clock. So I'm sorry to interrupt you and to stop you. But it was okay. Thank you. That was
no,
very
don't
good.
worry.
Okay, so we have 10 minutes because it's going to be 9 p.m. in 10 minutes. So we are going to finish with the final exercise. According to the learning guide, part 3, it's from 4 to 5 minutes, but we are going to use just 2 minutes because we need to finish and we need to continue with the second group. So I'm going to share the screen again with you with part 3, okay? And remember that we have just 2 minutes to talk about part 3 according to what you can see on the screen. So, oh man, okay, wait a second. Yeah, I'm having some problems with my computer, but give me a second. Okay, so I have a picture on the screen. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I know Luis can't, but
No,
I'm going
yeah.
to, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to read it for you. Okay, so there are two cards on the screen. The first one, it's a question and it says, describe a museum. And it has some questions like, how often do you visit the museum? Which type of museum is popular in your country or city, in this case? And why do you want to visit the museum? So basically, I'm going to ask you these questions and we are going to use just 2 minutes, okay? Because we don't have more time. So, Julian, do you want to start?
Okay.
Okay, so let's do it, okay? 2 minutes. Okay, question one. So, describe a museum. Okay, so how often do you visit that museum?
I rarely visit the museums. I don't like to go frequently, but I have visited the Museo del Oro, and I did it 3 years ago. So I don't like to visit there, but I consider it's very important if we are talking about history. History. So that's
Oh,
the.
okay. Question two. So, what type of museum is popular in your city, in Bogota?
I consider that the most important is Museo del Oro because it explains about the how people catch all money from other lands, and it explains the value the value of our money.
Okay. So, why do you want to visit Museo del Oro and not other museums?
Because I don't know more about museums.
That's
Okay.
obvious.
I think for that reason I would like to visit with my girlfriend other places because I like to enjoy a lot of time in my at home, so I don't like to go out frequently.
Okay, it's okay. Thank you, Julian.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, Luis. So now let's do it with you. All right. So basically, I'm going to ask the same question. So let's start. So, how often do you visit museums in Medellin?
Well, to tell you the truth, never. I did it a couple of times in the past. I remember I was in my compulsory military service. I belonged to the tourism police, something like that. So we used to go to Museum of Antioquia, right, which is the most popular here in the city. Then to the MAM, the Museum of Modern Art, and the last one was the Museum Pedronel Gomez, which is about murals, I guess. Museum of Antioquia is very traditional since you can find, for example, the sculpture of the master Fernando Otero and other artists, representatives from this land. The Museum of Modern Art is kind of a strange figure in art that is difficult to describe, I guess. And the murals of Pedro Gomez they were very, I think they are very beautiful, and they are also very representative. So these are the three kind of museums that I have watched or visited up to now. So personally, I don't like museum. I'm not a culture vulture, to tell you the truth.
Oh, okay. But what do you think of the importance of museums in history in Colombia?
So there, let's say, they represent culture, our traditions, the way we are, our idiosyncrasy too. So, and it's important. They are important because let's say, they show and represent, for example, the folklore we have, and the way, let's say, for example, we live, and how we can be seen from other points of view and overseas. So I think that they are quite important for any society to have museums.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay, Maria Angelica, now it's your turn, all right? So let's start. So, question. Okay, I'm going to change a little bit the question. So, do you have museums in your city?
There is only one stone museum.
There is only one. Okay, what's the name of that museum?
It's named the Stone Museum. You can find a lot of different kind of stones here.
So that museum is in
It's an,
Facatativá, did you say?
yes,
Okay. And so, do you like to go there?
yes. I usually go on weekends when I can. When I don't visit Anolema, I usually go to walk to this museum.
Okay, and why do you like it? Why do you go?
I like this place because there are a lot of trees here. There is a lake, a great lake, and moreover, there are great stones with different shapes. and like a kind of history about Facatativá, about our last uh, population.
Okay, and you think that people in your city, they really like the museum?
No, I believe the people don't like it because doing other activities. For example, going to movies, going to visit the mall, or going to play soccer, but not visiting this place.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, guys. So it's about 9 p.m. So I need to change to the next group. So thank you so much for being here. I think it was a very good class. So thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you, teacher.
You too.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much.
Okay, teacher.
Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.